Yes, Hayley, delighted to say they've made it safe and sound. A very good afternoon and welcome to the draw for the second round of the Capital One Cup, as most of the 20 Premier League clubs now enter the fray. Here to draw the 25-seeded teams then are Gary Neville, a two-times League Cup winner, and our newest member of the Sky Sports football team, Jamie Carragher, who won the League Cup on 3 occasions, the last as a late substitute in 2012. Now, just to explain how the draw works, earlier today, the 25 unseeded teams were drawn to determine whether they'll be at home or away in the second round. Now we find out who those teams will face as Gary and Jamie draw the 25 seeded teams. 14 Premier League clubs are in the draw. The only sides not in at this stage are the 6 Premier League clubs involved in European competition this season, which are, of course, Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur and Swansea City. Also not part of the second round are Wigan. They might be in the Championship following relegation last season, but the FA Cup winners are, of course, involved in the Europa League. Right, stand by. Let's get the draw underway. Jamie, as the newest member of the Sky Sports football team, you're going to find out who is going to be travelling to Brunton Park to take on Carlisle United, who beat Blackburn in that thriller last night, and they are facing...
Number 13.
They are facing Leicester, the 3 times winners, last winners in 2000, winning 2-1 at Wickham earlier this week against Premier League Newcastle United. Swindon Town were winners against Torquay earlier in the week. They've been drawn away in the second round, and they are away too.
Number 18.
Queen's Park Rangers, 2-0 winners against Exeter this week, and of course back in the Championship.
Swindon Town reached the 4th round last season, their best run for the best part of 20 years, but this evening they're at Loftus Road taking on QPR, who are unbeaten so far this season. Dickie Davis.
Yeah, 6 changes for QPR. That's still a very good side. Bobby Zamora and Diakite, the likes, are already out on this pitch. Really decent game so far. Swindon playing some really good stuff. Massimo Luongo has been at the centre of everything. He was very lucky in the area. I thought it was a blatant handball. Referee didn't give it at the other end. He had a really fine shot. Deflected just over the bar. 0-0.
As you can see, a potential upset on the cards at Loftus Road because QPR are behind Dickie Davis.
Yeah, game a few chances, but Swindon have put away their one. Alex Pritchard does really well down the right-hand side. He's really impressed so far tonight. He's got it across the area. Who's on the far post to poke it home? Niall Ranger. Ironically, they've scored with 10 men on the park. Alex Smith has just gone down the tunnel with an injury. They're 1 up.
And that is his first goal for the club. Right, let's see what's happening early on in the second half at Loftus Road. Can QPR have any complaints about the half-time scoreline, Dickie Davis?
Draw would have just about been fair, but Jules, Swindon have played really well and probably just about deserved the lead. They've played really well. Pritchard just had another shot. That's gone wide. QPR had a chance just at the end of the half. Lovely chip ball over the top. Sean Wright-Phillips trying to get on the end of it. He was at full stretch. Got a head in it, but it fell quite easily to Wes Fotheringham in the Swindon goal. And Swindon are still 1 up.
Back into the League Cup. Let's see what's happening at Loftus Road. QPR, are they still trailing against League One Swindon? Dickie Davis.
Yeah, not a whole lot better. If anything, Swindon looks slightly the better side. They're quicker into the tackle, and I think the goal in the first half has given them a bit more confidence. Ryan Mason's done really well. He had a header that fell into the arms of Robert Green. At the other end, Charlie Austin for QPR. He looks set to unleash one, ended up dragging his shot wide. Looks like QPR are going to bring on the big guns, though. I can see Andrew Johnson warming up on the far side. Looks like them coming on now. Still 1-0 to Swindon.
Back to the game at Loftus Road. QPR need a goal. Dickie Davis.
Oh, they do. Charlie Austin's come close twice. Both moves down the right-hand side. Great cross. Did take a late deflection off the defender, but Austin was there to head it inches wide. After that, a shot as well. That also went well wide. Just after that, a ball came across the area again. If he'd have gambled and slid in, he'd have got on the end of it. But Swindon are playing really, really well. QPR giving it a real go, though.
Back to Loftus Road. Time running out for QPR to avoid an upset. Dickie Davis.
And they're still piling it on. Wes Fotheringham, the Swindon goals, having a bit of a blinder. Mo Sharif, it was, got through on the edge of the area. He had a shot. Fotheringham saved it. Seconds after that, Sharif put Sean Wright-Phillips through. Thought he was going to finish one-on-one. Fotheringham again spread himself well. Still 1-0 to Swindon.
QPR need a goal against Swindon. They've had the ball in the net, Dickie Davis.
Oh, free kick came in. Charlie Austin headed it home. His celebration stopped immediately. Assistant down this side had flagged him offside. We've had 2 chances. What looked like a blatant penalty. Sean Wright-Phillips, tackle came in from behind. Referee waved play on. Harry was up on the touchline immediately. Still 1-0 to Swindon.
Still they wait the first goal for the home side at Loftus Road. Time running out for QPR now, Dickie Davis.
You're not wrong, Jules. We're into the final minute of normal time. They're having a real go. Charlie Austin's put a ball across the middle. Andy Johnson threw himself at it. Couldn't quite get on the end of it. Still Swindon lead.
As you can see, though, I don't think we're going to have extra time at Loftus Road. QPR are heading out, Dickie Davis.
They certainly are. I don't know who it was at fault. He's passed a very lazy ball across the centre of his defence. On comes Alex Pritchard, who's been sensational. Jinks inside the defender, hits his shot, it hits green, trickles towards the far post, just crosses the line. Swindon fans ecstatic. They're 2 up.
Sets then in the League Cup second round, starting at Loftus Road. Championship Queen's Park Rangers unbeaten so far this season, but knocked out by League One Swindon tonight. Niall Ranger with his first goal since May of last year, putting them in front. And this was the game that made sure of it for Swindon. Alex Pritchard late in the game, turning inside, beating a few men, and a cool finish, nearly kept out. But that ensured that Swindon would knock out Championship QPR.
QPR lost their first game of the season with a 2-0 defeat by Swindon Town at Loftus Road. Former Newcastle United striker Niall Ranger put Swindon in front. And a poor pass gave Alex Pritchard the chance to run at the QPR defence and complete the win in the 91st minute.
Also in tonight's draw, upsetting previously unbeaten Queen's Park Rangers. Niall Ranger scored the first, and then a last-minute goal from Alex Pritchard put the result beyond doubt.
Right, now this time last week, Mark Cooper was handed the reins at Swindon Town on a full-time basis. And what better way to end his first week in charge by dumping QPR out of the Cup and giving the club a much-needed cash boost in the process. The two met at Loftus Road on Tuesday night.
QPR's bid for an immediate return to the Premier League started well enough, but they'll prefer to forget this performance. Alex Pritchard's cross dissecting the entire defence and presenting Newcastle cast-off Niall Ranger with his first goal for Swindon. QPR improved in the second half, but Nedum Manua's sloppy pass sealed their fate right at the end. Pritchard seized the opportunity to guarantee the upset as Town inflicted Rangers' first defeat of the campaign, tumbling out of this competition on their own turf for the 4th year in a row.
Really good performance in the first half. Managed to get a goal up, and then it was a rearguard action second half, and managed to get one right at the death.
Well, let's talk about matters on the pitch, really, and a terrific result on the night for Swindon Town at Loftus Road, of course. We saw a goal there from Niall Ranger. He's played a couple of games now in succession after months out of action. And then Alex Pritchard in injury time. I mean, it was great for Mark Cooper, who's only just taken up the reins full time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, so much has happened, hasn't it, over a short space of time there. Still retained a reasonable side squad, even with the amount of players that they've got rid of. But this is a fantastic result. You know, two really good goals against. I mean, we've got the team here.
Sean Wright-Phillips, Bobby Zamora,
hey,
playing yet.
You can reel them off. You know, 1 to 11. That's a good QPR side. That's a really strong side. We know the strength of depth they've got. So this isn't a second side by any stretch of the imagination, and yet they've got a wonderful result, Swindon.